What's up, everybody, and welcome back this week for another Nitpick video. This week, I'm going to be talking about difficulty in video games. Now, if you watched the last episode, I did tell you I was going to do this pretty soon. I figured it's time to do it. Let's just do it now. Let's get it out of the way. Let's pull the band-aid. Because difficulty in video games has been a major hot button, major nitpick of mine for a very long time. Because a lot of my nitpicks, as you kind of watch these, listen to these, whichever platform you're on, you're going to notice a lot of times, maybe all the times, these nitpicks are because I don't get something I want. That's kind of a nitpick, right? That's how we all are, right? We know the Karens of the world, you know? And that's me. Like, that's why I want to make these videos. How many of you out there agree with me? How many disagree with me? Why and why not? I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to talk about this kind of stuff. So for me, you're going to notice that. This nitpick is because games are getting more and more difficult and they're taking away really good stories I want to see. That kills me, okay? I love story and I want to be able to enjoy the story. Now, I also want to play the game. You know what I mean? So I want my cake and eat it too. That is that simple. And I don't want to go on YouTube and watch a playthrough of somebody else playing the game and it shows me the story, right? I don't want to do that because my brain, I can't watch gameplay video because it drives me nuts because they're not doing the thing I would do in the game. And I don't think I'm alone on that. Maybe I am, but I watch videos mainly of gaming just to learn more about gaming, right? Tips and tricks or documentaries. That's what I do. I know I've had this answer given to me a lot. Well, you know, if you're not going to play the game, why don't you just watch the story? I can't watch the story because you have to watch the gameplay to watch them fight said bad guys that have cutscenes and everything else built in, and then flip, you know, and watch cutscenes and then flip back. And it's just, I can't do it. Cannot do it. However, since that's not an answer for me, how about we do this? We put a difficulty option in our video games, everybody. I know From Software is a company that prides themselves on extremely difficult games, and that's fine. I'm not telling you to change your pride. Like, be prideful of that. Stick to it. That does not mean you need to shut down or shut out the people who still want to enjoy your video game in another level. We want to play it, but we want to enjoy it. We don't want to be the masochist, right? We don't want to be destroyed the whole time we're playing the game or not come back to it and have a bad taste in our mouth and never recommend your game to anybody, right? I feel like there's a huge market of From Software fans that exist, but they aren't going to play your games because of the difficulty. If you lowered the difficulty, like I'm asking, give us an option. Even if it's just normal versus hard, give us two options and let us play the game. Now, a lot of you maybe in the comments might say, well, what normal is normal now, right? Hard is if you do this build, or hard is if you change this, right? No, that's not what I'm saying. I want a game that you can play and enjoy, right? Still has a challenge, but the game itself is not just challenging all the time. Constantly, no matter what you run into, there's difficult issues, things you're going to run into. Now, I'm going to pick on From Software in this video mostly because they're the ones I'm most upset with because I can't play their games. Now, could I? Probably, okay? Do I have the skills to do it? I fully think I do. However, do I need to sit down and try and beat the same boss 50 times when I could be enjoying another game and another game and another game in the same amount of time it has taken me to beat said boss 50 times and then go do 10 more bosses? Yeah, I would much rather use my time that way, right? That's just my style of gaming. Again, there are so many people out there that you're separating away or you're cutting off from potential sales, potential profit, potential, you know, growth of your circle of people who want to play these games because they either like the aesthetics of them, the gameplay looks cool, or, you know, the overall story, they're interested, you know, they want to know what goes on. So why not make us an option? You know, I don't care. Do like Metal Gear. Metal Gear Solid 5 had an option where if you turned on the difficulty so low, they'd put like a chicken hat on you. So at all times, no matter if you're streaming the game or whatever, somebody knew you were playing it on the easiest mode possible. I did not care. I did not do that with that game because I didn't find that game that difficult. But I wouldn't have cared. Put a chicken hat on me, you know? Do whatever you want to do, but let me play the game. I'm not worried about how my character looks or what's happening. I'm wanting to play the game, have fun with the gameplay, and finish the story because I want to enjoy that. But I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to use my time wisely when I play video games because I don't have a whole lot of it. I've said this in a lot of the videos. You know, I'm a parent, I'm a father of 2, and I have a wife and, you know, a life, right? So just like many of you out there. So I'm super happy that you can play these somehow and get through them in one sitting somehow, but I can't do it. Like, I got to have some sort of an option to where I can enjoy the game in one fashion or another. And what's wrong with that? Like, I mean, that's kind of a question I have. You know, nitpicking this all apart is what's wrong with From Software making a difficulty option? You know, making it easy, normal, hard, insane. Like, go let the crazies play it insane, you know, and instead of playing it on hard. Let me play it on normal or easy so I can enjoy the gameplay, the story, and talk with my crazy friends who love it at the astronomical difficulty that it has, right? We're all still going to be able to enjoy the game in our own way. And we have accessibility options in video games and everything now, and everybody praises, you know, Naughty Dog and all these companies for putting these amazing things in their video games. And then what happens? Then we have other companies that do this and nobody says anything. Nobody complains that their game's not accessible to people with handicap or, you know, issues to be able to play. I just want a difficulty level. I don't need 1,000 different accessibility options. I'm just saying, hey, let's make an option where I can dumb it down a little bit. So I'm not waylaid in one hit, right? That's it. That's what it comes down to. And I don't know what that trend is or where that trend came from or how it started. I'm not a history buff when it comes to that. But it's like, when did this happen? Like, Mario was very hard. Very hard. The original Mario on regular Nintendo, right? Super difficult game. But not difficult to play. Only difficult to master. We're talking, what, 4 buttons on the stick, or, you know, your D-pad. You could say 8, because, you know, it's an 8-way D-pad. And 2 buttons. So, not too difficult to master that. You're talking like a total of 10 potential things you're doing at one time, right? We're talking about controllers now that have like 16 buttons on them. So it's instantly doubled in, you know, overall. It's more like tripled, let's be honest. Because these games are just too much going on all the time. And sometimes it works out perfectly. Other times it's like, what is going on? And they all are different. They're all different. So it's not like you can pick up a From Software game from the first game and then pick it up from the third game and the controls are the same. They're different. I've played Sekiro and the controls are different than they are in Elden Ring, okay? And they're different than they are in Bloodborne. And that's how they go, right? But when you pick up a Mario game, you know, jump is always B and A is always this and, you know, whatever, right? So what happened? Like, where did we go wrong? Where we went from games that were hard but able to be mastered to games that are just like, let's just make it as hard as possible and hectic and make it crazy with the amount of controls we have going on. And I know those are two polar opposite things. We're talking about a platformer side-scroller versus, you know, a Elden Ring, right? Which is just an open world, anything sort of game. And I think the biggest difference is that let's go with a better like comparison. Horizon Forbidden West, Elden Ring, okay? They're both open world. They're both fighting crazy large monsters. Yeah, you can use a bow, you can use an arrow, you can use a sword, you can use a staff. You know, all right, Aloy has the options for all this. Elden Ring, you can do the same thing with, you know, your knight or your samurai or, you know, whatever you're creating there. And that's fine. Those games are very similar in gameplay aspect when you look at them. I mean, one looks visually different, clearly, but that's not what I mean. Gameplay-wise, they're very similar as far as what you're doing. You are fighting things. You're using a massive amount of control options to do said thing. But what is the difference? there's an option for accessibility. There's an option for difficulty that you can tweak on the fly. So let me tweak it for battles where I need it and leave it where battles where I don't. You know, I do that with video games all the time. It's most of the time I play video games on normal. And then sometimes I have to dumb it down to, you know, easy. Or all the way down to story, because I'm just like, no, I'm not in the mood to destroy things right now, and my mental capacity's fried. Let me just finish this part of the game, right? So, what happened? Where did we go wrong? Where we lost in, you know, one genre to going into, from an action RPG like Horizon, for example, to Elden Ring, which is technically still an action RPG as far as I'm concerned. It's just considered a soft, you know, FromSoft game, so it's just a survival game. What happened? Like, they said no difficulties, and they've been doing this, you know, since Dark Souls and Demon Souls and, you know, all these games, which I've played some of them too, and you just can't play them. Like, I can't play them. Okay, yeah, this is about me, I know, but why? Like, why stand so hard and so fast and not budge? Like, you're just cutting off so many things that people want to enjoy. You're just like, nope, I don't care who you are. If you can't play the game or you don't like the game, that's too bad. We don't really care. And I kind of don't like that. I mean, I'm kind of a give and give, or a get and give kind of guy. Like, you know, a pull push, right? Like, I'm not like, nope or yes, you know, all the time. It's like, okay, in that situation, it makes sense. But the consumer bought your game, and maybe they didn't realize you had no options. Now they're turned off. You've just created an enemy instead of an ally. So why do that? It blows my mind. I have no idea why you do that. There's several other things, you know, in other games that the difficulty just gets harder as you play them. Why not do that? Because then at least you're letting someone, and you know, that's kind of a revelation, just thinking about it right now. You know, I'm looking at things in front of me right now, and I'm thinking like Tetris. Like I have all my game stuff here sitting in front of me. And I'm thinking of Tetris. It starts off simplified. You learn the game. You figure out what's going on. And then as you play the game, it gets harder and harder and harder and harder. And I have played Demon Souls. I have played Elden Ring. I've played Sekiro. And yeah, that argument could be made that it does get harder. But from the get-go, you're getting killed like one hit. Like one hit. And nothing in the game says don't go do that thing. Like nothing warns you, like don't go there because you're going to get one hit killed. It's like they're forcing you to go learn and then like laughing at you in the background, right? I don't like that. Like I don't like that at all. Like, let it be fun, but how about a little warning, right? Like, simple. Like you can program that in the video games. Simple. I don't program video games, but I see it in a lot of other games where you get warned by an NPC or you see something change on the map and the map's a different color. Probably shouldn't go in that color until you're at that level, right? So why not do something like that? But you can play Tetris and it gets faster and more difficult and you make it through and you do better each time, right? Now that's a puzzle game, but I kind of feel like that's not where the Souls games are at. They're like hard from the get-go and you got to learn all of these controls from the very beginning, and then all they do is throw things at you to confuse those controls as you keep playing. Again, this is me talking, and that's the problem I have with them. So I would love the option to go, hey, wait a minute, let's dumb down the difficulty. Let's give me like an easy mode or a normal so I can get through. And then after I fall in love with your title, okay, maybe I want to go in and go crazy masochist style, and I want to go extra hard difficulty to prove, you know, my gumption, right? Cool. I'll do it. Let me go. But why force everybody to do that from the get-go and lose so much potential on, you know, fans? I think you're just losing more and more fans. Because as much as I respect what they do, I can't say that I'm a fan. Like, you know, I wouldn't go get a tattoo of a Souls game. I just, you know, that kind of thing. Like, I'm not that kind of fan. I go get a tattoo of Mario, you know, give him here, right? Because I learned, I was able to control and learn, and it got better, and it didn't get changed. Like, there wasn't all of a sudden there's like a giant change through halfway through the game, or, you know, you get new abilities and then now your controls are completely different and you got different buttons doing different things now. So difficulty in video games needs to be tweaked to a point where more players can enjoy them and play them and be part of the conversation with all the other players. And if you want to make fun of those people, that's fine. We can pick the group we want to be in. We can pick the people we want to talk to. We don't have to stay in groups of people who want to be mean about it because you're just trying to enjoy something on the little amount of time you have to play video games. That's fine. That's good. Make fun of people. Whatever. I use game guides still. I go online and help my way through video games. I just do it. I've always done it. I'm never going to stop doing it. Make fun of me. I don't care. But why cut off so many potential new fans? It makes no sense. You're cutting off so many. Like, I can't even imagine how many people are like, pick it up and play for 20 minutes. Like, I don't want anything to do with this. There has to be like a census out there somewhere, or somebody should do it, because it feels to me like it's like a giant percentage, like millions and millions of people would be like, nope, I want nothing to do with that kind of game. So I'm super curious of your guys' nitpick. If you agree with me on this one, let me know. Hit us up on email, Twitter, you know, wherever you can find us, or find me, I guess I should say. But let me know. I'm super curious. That's why I do these videos. I want to get you guys thinking. I want to get you talking, kind of stir the pot a little bit, and put everything out there in the ether. And just throw it out and see what sticks. So that's my nitpick from this video, from this week. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, thanks for watching. Game on, volume up, and stay loud.